Thank you for joining us on this month's OL Assembly. We're in June and it is time for the holidays. In most parts of the world, no matter where you are, there's some sort of seasonal holiday going on right now. So that's our theme for this month. Thank you for joining us. We've got a bunch of things lined up for you along that theme, and we hope you enjoy it. I'd like to introduce my wonderful guest host today, Johan from the Batch of 91. Welcome.
Thanks, Karishma, and gosh, am I excited to be here. I've been watching the OL Assembly quite avidly, and it's an awesome experience to just be on the show as a guest host. And I'm Johan Chako, Batch of 91, Vindhya House. And forgive me if I fumble a bit. Don't ask me to come for skinning ups or something like that. So, Karishma, what do we have in store for the assembly this month?
Folks, if you've been watching the promos as well, Johan, we've been sharing about how we've got the old usual suspects. Of course, we've got Quizdale, and we've got glimpses of a glorious past. We've got wonderful OLs from around the world just sharing memories. Based on the theme that we have this month. And of course, we've got some music lined up as well. So that's going to be fun. Awesome. All right. So wonderful to have you here. Good. Guys, I hope you've noticed that Johan and I are sporting some holiday wear. And we're also telling you what batches we were. So I'm reporting live from Bombay batches. How about you, Johan?
I'm from Kerala batch. And since both of us are sitting in the same room, that makes us hope pals now.
That is completely true. So on that note, let's begin with who we always begin with, somebody from the OLA committee, the wonderful committee putting all of these things together, enabling all of this. We've got whom I, of course, will call Beena Auntie. And she's going to come in here and introduce herself as well. She's the vice president of the OLA at present. So here we have Beena Auntie to open up this show with a few words and take it away, Beena Auntie.
Hi everyone, good evening. I'm Elizabeth Beena Beliappa from the batch of 1970. So to begin, what memories do the month of June bring to our minds, especially of our days at school? Yes, the holidays. For me, first as a student and years later as a parent, it was always that much needed time with family. So as always, the OLA Assembly team has worked on capturing these moments for this assembly. Fortunately, the team has grown in numbers and ideas for our monthly assemblies, and we could never have done this without them. And we are having a lot of fun. Over the last 1 year, we have had more than 100 participants in our assemblies, and we look forward to seeing many more of you joining us. We are grateful to both Samanthi Sinha Ray, batch of 77, who has helped us put the video of our assembly song, and Edward Anthony, batch of 88, who helped us compile the OL memories. We are always looking forward to more OLs to join us with their creativities and capabilities to take the assembly to higher levels and engagement. The more the merrier. So if you are inclined to join us, please do contact us at the OLA at Gmail, olalovedale@gmail.com. I repeat, at the olalovedale@gmail.com. At our last assembly, our president, Johnny Paul, announced a new initiative that the OLA was starting. It was to reach out to support OL families across the globe in this pandemic. The COVID response team was formed. We had 150 volunteers, including doctors, volunteering in a short span of time from across the world. We have helped for medical resources, including oxygens, medicine, and other medical resources, and also mental health and well-being, which is equally important. If you would like to volunteer or require any assistance, please reach out to us at crt@olalovedale.net. I repeat, at crt@olalovedale.net. We are extremely happy that this initiative has so much positivity, with many intra-generation OLs who have managed and monitored all queries very efficiently. We had only 30 requests, which has been met. This has brought the OLA community closer. Thanks everyone for the enthusiasm, especially with the never given spirit. It showed that we Laurentians not only celebrate good times, but we also can come together in adversity. Now, as always, it's time for us to remember those who are no longer with us since our last assembly. We lost two more of our own to COVID. Peter Lakshman Reddy, batch of 65 in Goa on 17th May, and Usha R, batch of 71 on 31st May in Madurai. We also remember Arun R, batch of 2009, who passed away on 24th April. K.I. Varki, batch of 72 in Kanirpalli on 11th May, and Ramanan, batch of 71, who passed away in Coimbatore. Now, many of you may not know that Ramanan also worked in the school office and was the first person in charge of the OL office after its registration in '89, right up to his retirement. May all their souls rest in peace. This is our 14th assembly, and we have a surprise for you at the very end, and request all of you to stay tuned in to see how the assemblies have evolved from the beginning. Thanks everyone for joining us. Your participation and your feedback motivates us. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the assembly in true holiday mood. Back to you, Karishma.
Thank you so much, Beena Auntie. As always, just really summarizing everything for us and getting everyone juiced up and excited for what's to come. Thank you so much for that. And now over to the next usual suspect, someone we love having on always, Mr. Prabhakaran, the current headmaster of the Lawrence School, Lovedale. Mr. Prabhakaran, welcome. Thank you so much for being here and always being here to share with us what's up and what's going on in school. Over to you, good sir.
Good evening, all of you. Thank you, Karishma, for calling me and giving me an opportunity here. As the holidays are there now, since end of May, after 29th of May, the holidays, monsoon holidays have started. The school is on a holiday, and Nilgiri district is on a lockdown, and I thought lockdown will end day before yesterday, but it is extended. Initially, the situation in Nilgiris was better. Remember, we reopened the school sometime in January, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th came, and we started classes on a regular basis. However, by April end, the second wave of COVID has struck the entire country. So slowly, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th children are taken back. They were sent back home. And initially, class 10th CBSE examination was cancelled, and now you must have heard the news 2 weeks back. Class 12th examination is also cancelled. However, within a period of 3 to 3.5 months, we finished all the requirement for practicals and internal assessments. And for class 12th, there's a assessment criteria. We are waiting to get assessment criteria from CBSE because the exam is cancelled, but there has to be an assessment. 30% of the assessment is practicals and internal assessment, which we have completed it because our children were here till last week of April. And now we are waiting for the information from the criteria information from the council. Meantime, we got the entire staff. We have got about 300 plus staff vaccinated, first dose and second dose. We have set up a vaccination camp in our campus. So the staff and rest of the community members are safe. And we do not have much of a COVID situation here in Lovedale, but in Nilgiris, it was better. But now for the past 2-3 weeks, numbers have gone up. And it is the Nilgiri district is also coming in that 11 restricted districts in Tamil Nadu, where still certain restrictions are imposed. However, we are hoping that another 1 week, maybe 10 days, things will improve. And since we are on a holiday, it doesn't make much of a problem for us. But I will utilize these holidays for some of this oil knowledge sharing program for all the, students, teachers, and staff, teachers and parents. And we are preparing a comprehensive online curriculum. Some of it is already introduced. It's going on. And we'll be reopening end of next month, that is July, as usual, July 24th. Meantime, some of the internal maintenance plus some webinar and some outreach program and oil knowledge sharing program are scheduled. That will be going on a regular basis. And all the best for your program. It has been great that the oil community has evolved. In fact, this digital platform has made a lot of connectivity among the oils as well as us also, and quite a few oils I came to know through these interactions, and they interacted well with me. Keep going, and the show is going great, and it is evolving better and better. All the best from Lawrence Lovedale, and we are waiting desperately for this COVID wave to subdue so that we can come back to normal, and also the oil who are interested to visit the school also can come and visit us, because for the past 1.5 years we have been on a restricted mode, and there are a lot of issues with exit and entry, but we are doing the best we can. But however, what we can say that the whole India, whole country, the whole world is going through the same problem. So let us take it in our own way and get it going in the best possible way. Thank you once again. And any questions or anything from your side, Karishma and oil side?
Hi, Mr. Prabhakaran. Thank you so much for those updates. We wait for your updates because it gives us a little sense of connectivity to school, like you said, and it really has evolved over time. And we're so glad you could be part of that journey with us. But as to the specifics of what you said, so, I'm sure it is holiday time now. So, and you must be missing the kids. So hopefully the pandemic does blow over, right?
We are hoping that it will be over by August, September. Hoping that it will be. It has to, because at the moment the vaccination is going on well. National level it is below 1 lakh, and definitely there is a possibility. And again, unpredictable time. Education is all about how you handle all type of uncertainties in life. It is not just mathematics, physics, and chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about how you take yourself. These type of uncertainties is teaching us how to evolve. COVID-19 is also giving us a real life lessons, how to survive and how to overcome these situations.
Well, so sir, I have a question for you.
Yes, Mr. Chako.
Now, is this the first actual holiday that the teachers have got since January of 2020?
Yes. First actual long holiday. We got a little bit of break, but not actually. You're right.
Yeah, I thought so, because the last year the kids came back and then online classes started, but there was no holiday, and I kept wondering, when are the teachers going to get their break? So
that's good. Well, then they get that break. Whoa, good call out. Johan, you are a Lovedale dad, are you not?
That's true. That's how I know this.
So, sir, do you get a break?
Yeah. I'm on right now. I'm on a holiday, but the day-to-day working is going on. But actually, with this COVID lockdown situation, entire Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and all over India, nothing much we can say. It is a sort of what do you call it? Carrying on with whatever limited time we have.
Right.
All righty. Well, thank you so much.
We are all facing the same issue. We have to evolve. We have to manage.
We're so glad to hear that you're going to get a break. It is the theme works really well with our theme. Also, home for the holidays. Of course, your home is right there. But thank you so much for being here as always.
Thank you.
All the best for your sessions and all the best for the rest of the program. Thank you.
Thank you, folks. With that and those blessings, let's see what we have coming up. All right. So, Johan, I'm going to go ahead and get us started. You ready?
Yep. Why not?
Oh, let's do this. Okay, folks. So the first segment that we have for all of you, we sort of alluded to it in our introductions. We have something called the OL Memory Lane. And now this is something, this is a segment where we get OLs to answer some questions that may be related to the theme. The theme, of course, being home for the holidays. So we're doing a little three-part piece here, Johan, right? So we've got little three compilations, right?
Like
So-
name, game.
Not quite, but we've got questions. So the first one is where, they're going to share memories of times when school closed for the holidays. What was that like? So here is the first of the three compilations for you. Have a look at what OLs had to say.
I was in Lovedale from the age of 7 till the age of 16. And in all these years, we spent approximately 8 months in school and 4 months at home. We loved going home, of course. We enjoyed the train rides with our friends in the batches and so on.
No one used to be around in school. We used to be walking around like unregulated, unchecked. We were the bosses of school. So that was the best memory of school for me. Then once we got into the holidays, the batches were the best part for me. And it was train batches, which was especially amazing. Not air batch, not home batch. Train batches took the cake. So, we'd wear these special hideous orange t-shirts with Lawrence written at the back. But no matter what, you feel very proud when you wear the school t-shirt. And head off to Coimbatore. Then when you reach the railway station, quickly go to Annapurna Dosa Point, quickly get some dosas in, come back, enjoy the rest of the batches, get home.
I think when it came to the holidays, the most favorite memory that I would probably have would be that of exploration. We had the whole place to ourselves, and no place was off limits. You could go to the senior school dorms, you could go into the bouncers' rooms, you could explore all the forests around the school. So I think exploration would be my favorite memory if I was to think about holidays in school.
Meeting my friends or eating home food or going shopping. But my most favorite memory was where my family and I used to go for movies to the theater, and that was like the best part of my holidays. I used to make up a list of all the movies that were releasing in that holiday time, and we used to all go and watch the movie in the theater. So I used to love that.
Bus ride downhill from Ooty to Coimbatore or to Bangalore. And then of course spending time with the batchmates, having those lunches at Koshi's in Bangalore or Savarna Bhavan in Coimbatore before leaving home. The drive downhill used to be really amazing with the thought of, that you're getting back home.
My favorite memory before school closed for holidays was of course the midnight feast. We had a lot of fun, all the goodies from Kingstar.
Well, there was this buzz of excitement building up to the holidays. I remember, marking down the countdown to the holidays and striking each day off. There was a lot of excitement like that. And when the final day came about, where parents used to come up, driving up, picking up their children, and the rest of us, of course, getting ready to go back to our homes by the batches, and all the kids screaming, happy halls, and of course that trip from the train ride from Lovedale to Methi. Who can ever forget that? Wonderful, wonderful experience. And going through those tunnels, screaming, happy halls, everything. And it was a blissful moment.
Like any other kid, holidays were of course what I really look forward most to in school. It was a pretty exciting time for people who are day scholars, primarily because we always had the entire school campus to ourselves. We didn't have to jostle for tennis courts, or we did not have to wait for people to finish games and playing games in either top flats or middle flats or even the prep school flats.
All right. The holidays for me always seem to move faster than the school term, but the journey home was very special. Well, this brings up the next part of our program, and we're showcasing some OL talent here. Vinaya Grace Mary from the batch of 2013 is an exceptional singer. Now, let's listen to her rendition of this classic song, Country Road.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is older, older than the sea, younger than the mountains, blowing like a breeze. Country roads, take me home to the place that I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country road, all my memories gather round her. Miner's lady, stranger to the water, dark and dusty, painted on the sky, misty taste of moonshine, teardrops in my eye. Country roads, take me home to the place that I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country road, I hear her voice in the morning, oh, she calls me. The radio reminds me of my home far away. Driving down the road, I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Yesterday, country roads, take me home to the place that I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country road, take me home. Down country road.
Johan, you were so right. Exceptional indeed. Thank you so much, Vinaya, for participating. We just love that you shared your talent with us and brought us some joy there, and really kept us to the theme as well. Over to the next segment, guys. This is one of the classics of our assembly, Glimpses of a Glorious Past, and we lovingly internally call it GGP. Now, this is an endeavor to consolidate, document the history of school. It is an informal history and documentation of our school by volunteers. And every month we showcase a little bit about the school, something typically that none of us have heard about. Now, what we're doing this month is we're going to showcase for you a particular human being by the name of Reverend Padfield. And they call the Padfield years. Now, who was this person? He was the longest serving head of school. To this day, he holds that record. He led the institution from the years 1908 through till 1932. Now, here's a fun fact. The legendary 67 steps that we all know and love and reference that links junior school to senior school, the scene of many a skinning up over the decades, were built during his time. It was built in 1910. Now imagine the number of footfalls in these past 111 years. amazing. So let's have a look at what those Padfield years were like. Over to the GGP team to walk us through memory lane.
In the last episode, we traced the history of our school band and celebrations associated with founders over the decades. In this episode and the next, we will cover the influence of Reverend W.H.G. Padfield on the Lawrence Asylum over the next quarter of a century. In the 1920s, it was said that the sun never set on the British Empire. It held sway over 23% of the world's population and 24% of the world's land area. In Lovedale, the Union Jack flew from the flagstaff erected by the Principal Reverend Padfield in the second decade of the 20th century. Today, the Indian national flag flutters there, but the flagstaff remains the same. In 1907, with the passing away of Principal Reverend A.W. Atkinson, the Committee for Lawrence Asylum Utukamand was compelled to search for a suitable replacement. Advertisements were placed even in England, but the right man was found not there but at the foothills of the Himalayas in Muri in Punjab. Though only 33 years old, he was eminently suitable for the position, having been principal and secretary of a sister school, the Lawrence Asylum Memorial School at Ghora Gully, since 1904. His name, the Reverend William Herbert Greenland Padfield, M.A. Let's hear more about him from Prem Rao.
Much of the asylum's future successes would be attributed to one who former school archivist Nitya Cherian Mathai called the Renaissance Man. The Reverend Padfield changed the tone and tenor of the school, developed its military bearing, and led it ably for the next 24 years. But what really was his achievement? He achieved what most would have thought impossible. He shepherded the progress of an asylum, founded to provide shelter, food, and a rudimentary education to orphans of British soldiers in India, to the exalted position of being designated a royal military school. This was an immense honor for schools in the vast empire. Ours was only the fourth school to be so honored. In all his efforts, he was ably assisted by Mr. W.R. Ramshaw, his second in command as the headmaster from 1908 to 1930.
The first landmark of his tenure was the Golden Jubilee in 1908, when the asylum had 465 children on their rolls. Reverend Padfield said, "In respect of climate, space for playgrounds, buildings, surroundings, and contiguity of the railways, the Utukamand Asylum can, without fear of challenge, claim hold the first place amongst schools on the Indian hills."
During the half century that has elapsed since the foundation of this asylum, the 2,149 boys and 458 girls who have passed through it have, for by far the greater part, been housed, fed, clothed, and educated gratis, and have, to a distinctly appreciable extent, been taught by their residence in it habits of obedience, discipline, and method.
Reverend Padfield further added, I venture to think that their appearance will amply testify that they have a home here, such as I feel sure that Sir Henry Lawrence would have desired for them. Even today, we are enjoying the fruits of what Reverend Padfield started over 100 years ago. Sir Arthur Lawley, the Governor of Madras, laid foundation for the new Anglican church that was constructed in 1911. The Church of Ascension, with its pretty murals of stained glass, still stands, a solemn, silent witness to the goings-on in churchyard. The old chapel in use since 1871 was rechristened the Large Hall, which is centerpiece for so many activities in school, including the daily assembly, an event which lends its name to our show. In December of 1911, King George V and Queen Mary were crowned Emperor and Empress of India at the Royal Darbar held in New Delhi. It was the same year that the Laurentian, the school magazine, was started by Reverend Padfield, the first amongst the Lawrence asylums to have one. Much of the material for Glimpses has been gleaned from issues of the Laurentians over decades, and we owe Reverend Padfield a special thanks for his foresight. Interestingly, innumerable OLs have developed interest in writing by contributing to the Laurentian over the decades. After 55 years as an asylum, in keeping with the changed and improved circumstances, the name of the institution was changed in 1913 to be the Lawrence Memorial School. Classes were held together for boys and girls at the boys' school. This established the tradition followed to this day, the girls walking to the boys' school for classes, come rain or shine. A major event followed in 1914, the outbreak of the First World War.
In those times, Lovedale boys typically joined the British Army as enlisted soldiers. And many Laurentians served the King Emperor on the battlefields of a war-ravaged Europe crisscrossed by trenches, living up to their school motto of never give in. Some names come readily to mind. Harry Richard Elliot was a lieutenant in the Royal Horse Artillery and won the Military Cross and the Mons Medal. George Percival Stagg won the Military Medal in another famous battle at Flanders, while Charles Joseph Rayfield won the Mons Medal serving with the 7th Dragoon Guards. Another who made a name for himself was Mark Paul St. Perkins, mentioned 4 times in dispatches. The school too played its part during the Great War of 1914 to 1918. The British regiments were away at war, and the responsibility of garrisoning Wellington fell upon the boys and staff. In his address during Founders of 1918, the Reverend Padfield said that he had heard from 220 boys serving on different battle fronts, amongst whom 18 subsequently sacrificed their lives on various battlefields and 17 gained honors and distinctions. And yes, Captain William Noel Atkinson, 2nd Battalion, 10th Gurkha Rifles, was killed in action at Gallipoli in 1915. The name Atkinson may ring a bell. This young man had been gazetted a 2nd Lieutenant in 1903 when his father, the Reverend A.W. Atkinson, was the principal of the Lawrence Asylum.
We started this episode with one Atkinson and we're ending with another. A panel in the church school honors the memory of Laurentians who laid down their lives for king and country during the First World War. The Laurentians of this generation, many of whom fought this war, owed a lot to school in general and to Reverend Padfield in particular. Having been principal for a decade, he was already epitomizing school. And with this, we come to an end of this chapter of the Glimpses of a Glorious Past. Thank you.
Wow, Karishma, I tell you, that was a hell of a walk down memory lane. I mean, just the black and white era. And yeah, you told me about the 67s. That was something new that I learned today. Talking about 67s, I'm sure all of us at one point in time, determinedly climbed up and counted and then made a mistake somewhere between the 50s and 60s and came up either long or short and had to go all the way down and start once again. Well, moving on from moving on from history to memories. Now, the next question that we asked the OLs was, what was the best and worst part of the holidays? Well, let's see what they have to say.
I think it really has to be playing, obviously. We had the whole place to ourselves, a choice of playgrounds. You could go anywhere and play any game, whatever it is that we decide, whether it was mock camping or tennis or table tennis, basketball, name the game, we could play it. We could play it from sun up to sundown. Very often I think we'd end up playing well into darkness and probably stop the cricket match when the ball hits us in the face because we couldn't see it coming.
Home, my most favorite part was waking up whenever you felt like, not waking up at 5:30, having no PT, no cross country to attend. That was such a relief. And being able to eat how much ever, all kinds of special things that our parents made for us, with snacks, unlimited access, all these things were very special to me.
But the biggest attraction and the greatest magnet of holidays meant good food at home. We loved the grub because in those days Laurentians were perpetually hungry. Of course, after a few days we began to miss school, and what we couldn't get at home was the companionship and friendship of all those guys around us, and in a sense the routine that we were so much used to. But the focus was so much on food that during the long holidays, when we went back to school, and remember we were at a growing age then, some guys had eaten so much during the holidays that they were virtually unrecognizable.
I did not like doing them at all, and neither did any of my friends for sure. And also, probably to an extent, going back to school after that huge vacation, I was never in the mood to start a routine and stuff like that. So that would be another worst part.
I remember me and a group of other friends, we pretty much used to regularly trek through Big Hills right up to Muthorai and come back. And we used to cook our lunch on the way as well. Time was just spent just almost playing morning to evening, and I remember my dad and mom always telling me that I would left to myself I would probably play 24 hours a day. It was just a time of incredible fun and joy. I learned how to play most of my games during the holiday time thanks to my dad. That's where I learned to play tennis. So that's where when I learned to ride the bicycle. Completely carefree times. The school campus of course was quiet given that there were very few families on campus. And I remember we used to make these afternoon visits to orchard and pluck apples and pears and really live what I would say is a completely carefree life.
The best part about holidays was just being home, being thoroughly spoilt by our parents. That was the best part, I guess.
The worst part of the holidays was the assignment that we were given by our staff. And that's the last thing you wanted when going home for your holidays. We always thought that we had enough of studying in school, so why carry this homework back when we go for the holidays? And here we were, saying, okay, I'll take complete rest, chill out for a week. And then suddenly you realize the days go by, weeks go by, and then you're into your last week, where you suddenly realize you had so much of work to do, and invariably it was incomplete. And, obviously, when we get back to school, the staff were never happy, seeing all the incomplete assignments.
Well, that was a lot of information about the worst, best, and the worst. The best and the worst. Well, I always hated the last day of halls, but it was always brightened up by, that last home meal, the dinner, the proverbial last supper. Well, the OE group, the overenthusiastic bunch of O's that we have over here, have put together another parody for all of us. And this time it's a spoof on Cliff Richard's Summer Holiday. The audio credit goes to Mahesh from 84 and the video credit to Semanti from 77. So sit back and let's soak in some parody.
We're all going on our school holiday. No, started for a month or two. Batches take us to our school holiday. Only open for me and you. For a month or two. We're going where the food is plenty. We're going where hot is too. We watch chocolates, movies. 'Cause we've got late brows too. Every student has a summer holiday. Grandma must have relax when you want to. So we're going home for summer holidays. No more worries for me and you. For a month or two. We're going where the lingo is different. We're going where our jokes are low. Though we love our families dearly, tis friends we miss so soon. We're all going for our school holidays. No more jogging with the morning dew. Fun and laughter on our summer holiday. Brighter to me and I to you. For a month or two. For a month or two. For a month or two. For a month or two.
Oh, we really do have just way too much fun on these ones, folks. The parody, writing the lyrics, writing something that we all sort of can chuckle at across the eras. So hope you had fun time listening to that as well. This takes us to the next segment, which is also a usual suspect for folks who've been tuning in for the many months past. We have a segment called Quizdale. And in this, we have 5 Laurentians, OLs, I should say, who join us and participate in this quiz that's designed in the stylings of Jeopardy. You'll have a look at that and have fun with the questions and see if you can answer some of them. They're typically about school or somehow related to school, right? So it's not just a general knowledge kind of quiz. Now, something quick we want to let you know is there's a reigning champion, guys, who there's a streak going on, and that's Koshi Varghese from the batch of 1980. And he returns attempting to make a hat trick. So let's find out if he does. Now, before we get into that, let's have a look at the leaderboard to see what the scores are from me. Okay, you can see that Vindhya, the green one, is up front with 300 points. Now, note for those who've not been tuning in before that there are negative points in this quiz. So you can see Nilgiri is at 1900 in the negative. So folks, when you win, you contribute points to your house. So come on in, join us, participate, and bring glory to your houses. Let's have a look at what happened in June.
Hello and welcome to this month's Quizdale, the quiz game about Lawrence School, Lovedale. I'm your host and quiz master Sarita Ayana from the batch of 1985. Today's episode is sponsored by Dr. T.K. Veeran, batch of 1970. TK, as he is fondly called, equaled the inter-school 100-meter record of 11 seconds earlier held by another Laurentian. He also held records for long jump and triple jump. Wow. All participants in today's game will receive an OLA pin and the winner a set of posters. Introducing our co-host Udipan Aranjay Sen from the batch of 2016. Happy to have you here, Udi. Over to you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome, and it's great to see you all happy and smiling. So this is Quizdale. This game is played in the style of Jeopardy. There is a board with topics across the top. Each topic has 4 clues of increasing difficulty in its column. Of course, harder the question, greater the points. The clue is in the form of an answer, and your answer needs to be in the form of a question. Have lots of fun. And remember, you're representing your house, so we need full spirit. Okay, so first we'll begin with introductions. So we will go around the grid and have everyone introduce themselves, name, house, and batch, and one favorite memory from your time in school. So I think we can start with our previous winner. Koshi Varghese, please.
Hi, I'm Koshi Varghese, Vindhya House, batch of 1980. And well, my favorite memory of school, not when I was there, was seeing both my children, one of them in the Nishan Toli and the other as a guard commander, and who couldn't find her sword in the last minute. So that's true, actually.
That's wonderful. All right, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah Joseph Kurian, Nilgiri, batch of 2005. It's storming here, which reminds me of time spent in school where all the electricity was out and there was nothing to do but hang out, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah, that's nice. Davis?
Yeah, hi, I'm Davis Sumeru, class of 2011. I think my top memories in Lawrence would be playing the inter-school basketball at gymnasium. Specifically why I call gymnasium is because when the entire school chants and sings, it just echoes and thunders. I think that's my top memory.
Yeah, quite iconic scenes. All right, Johan Chaku, can you go next?
Hi, I'm Johan Chaku, Vindhya, 1991. My first memory of Lovedale is getting my ears pulled up for jumping into the swimming pool out of my turn. So we were all lined up in 4th standard, freezing cold, and waiting to jump into the pool. And I don't remember who it was behind me, but he dared me. He said, "Hey, do you know how to swim?" I said, "Yeah, I know." "Why don't you jump into the deep end?" I said, "Yeah, sure." And I jumped in. And I got hauled out and my ears got pulled. And
All right, Razia, can you go next?
Yeah, hi, I'm Razia Jilani, Pankaj, 1970. My funniest memory from school was during dress rehearsal, I had to perform Kathak, the twirls, fast twirls, and I had false hair. So that came off and it was going around with my twirls. Everybody was laughing in the auditorium, and the person to laugh the maximum was Mr. McMohan, as we called him Mac. He used to always look at me and said, "Oh, now your hair has grown long."
All right. And finally, Vinod, can you give us a short introduction about yourself?
Sure. Good evening, everyone. So, my name is Vinod Venkatachalam, batch of 96, Aravalli. So today I will be assisting Sari and Deepan on the show. Everyone, all the best. Have fun more than anything else. Since it's all about Lawrence School, I hope you learn a thing or two that you didn't know. Maybe not from your eras or anything like that. So have fun and good luck.
Fantastic. Thank you, everybody. It's so nice to have all of you here. Over to you, Sari.
Thank you, Udi. So this is how the game is played. You take turns to answer questions. You choose the question for yourselves by picking a panel on the board. You have 15 seconds to answer. Udi will keep time. The first answer given by you will be considered as the final answer. The quiz master's decision is final. Points will be added to your score for a correct answer. Points will be deducted from your score for an incorrect answer. The participant who has the most points at the end of the game is the winner. Points are also added to the running total of house points to your respective houses. Come on, Udi, let's start the game. Okay, so let's get started.
Fantastic. So let's begin with Koshi.
Koshi,
Just a moment. Let me get the clock on the ready. Yep, there we go.
Koshi, pick up, please.
Can I have staff 200, please?
All right. The finance minister of school.
Who is the bursar?
That is
Great.
correct.
That's 100. 200 for Koshi. Woohoo! Okay,
Razia,
next is
go,
Razia.
I go for staff 100.
Staff 100.
Okay.
Okay.
The current headmaster.
Mr. Pradeep, somebody.
Keep guessing.
Who's Ms.
Oh, I'm sorry.
who's
I thought that was
Prabhakaran
final
Nair?
answer.
Who is Prabhakaran Nair?
Prabhakaran Nair.
Yes.
Okay, are we giving that quiz master mistress?
Razia said Pradeep.
Something
So we're
with
not.
P.
I know.
Okay.
I'm
So,
sorry. Okay, next is
who
Johan.
you're next?
I'm gonna go slang 300.
Ooh, the big one. Okay. Freebie. It was known as freebie, 90s and earlier.
Freebie. Shit, no idea. 90s and earlier.
That's time.
No,
15 seconds up.
no idea.
Done.
Is that a minus 100?
Yeah, minus 300.
Minus
Oh,
300.
yeah. Oh, wow. Okay.
And please remember, the higher the points, the tougher the question.
What's the answer?
Right? So
Yeah.
please.
What was the
remember.
answer to that?
Oh,
OCs.
OC.
Camel OC, okay.
Tamil
Yeah.
one, yeah.
all right. Sarah?
We never had that in the 90s though.
Yeah, we never had it.
I'll do miscellany for 100.
Ooh, okay.
Asia's highest 400-meter track at 7,000 feet.
Oh, I'm regretting my decision.
It's a ground we've used all too often.
Top C.
Oh, what is top C?
What is top flat?
Top flat.
Flat.
Oh, so close, even with assistance. So close.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Davis.
I will take holidays 100.
Okay.
All right. A person at school you know from your town or your city.
Who's local guardian?
No, a person you know from school.
Well,
Oh, from school. Sheesh, yeah. Okay.
Udi, you'll have to give some time, Udi.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm sorry.
You're
Sorry.
into they have the seconds. Don't forget.
Oh, I thought first. Okay, cool. Sorry.
No. They have 15 seconds to think and
Okay.
answer.
So they can keep changing answers, is it?
Yeah, and let's be flexible about this. Not a problem.
Fine. I like Davis. Okay.
Give me half the point. Who was there?
You're saying local guardian. Come on.
Okay. I'm sorry. I will keep my fingers in control. All right.
Yeah.
Back to Koshi.
So, Udi, why don't you give us the scores? End of round one.
All right. So after the first round, we have, of course, Koshi in the lead with 200 points. Razia is taking 100 out of her house's bank. Johan is at -3. Sarah's at -100, and Davis is at -100.
All right. For the second round, we start with Razia. Razia, can you pick?
Yeah, I'll go with miscellany for 200.
All right.
Okay.
Miscellany. The pin code for Lovedale.
Oh.
Think,
Something
Razia.
Yeah,
Think
something.
all those letters that we wrote.
Something
she
to
would
do
have,
with
there was no pink for her.
6 lakh something.
Time's up. But
You wanted? Have you? No idea, Razia?
No, something 6 lakh something.
Can others guess?
well, she got the state code correct.
Can others guess?
Yeah, at least
Come
that's.
on, give me a hint. Come on, 6 lakh something. I know it was.
It's 643003.
Yeah, 64303.
Oh, 643.
643.
Hey, I don't think we had pin codes in our time. Okay, so you have to give me this.
Always had pin codes, Come on,
No, pin code.
We just wrote Lawrence School, Lovedale, Nilgris. I don't think there was a pin code. Can you
There
guys
was
give me face marks? Okay.
no pin code till, I think, till about 75 or 76.
Yay! So I get this. Yay! I get this. Seriously.
No, you don't. Because this is through the ages. It's just a mix of questions across the ages and across eras.
Yeah.
Udi, you'll have to show the answer for this, please. All right.
I started with 6, so you have to give me something. And I told you pin code. No, pin code wasn't there at our time.
As much as I'd like to, I don't think the app allows us to. Okay.
Go next.
You
All right, miscellany 300. Why not?
All right.
He was very brave.
Yeah.
The year school band participated in the Republic Day.
Man.
This was asked in last month's Quizdale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should have watched it.
Shit, man. I watched it and I don't remember.
Think.
60, 76.
Are we considering that answer? Okay, time's up. So I shall show you.
10 years ahead.
Oh, 66.
It was 66 Jan.
Ah.
Sarah, you go next. Pick a panel, please.
Yeah, I'll do Home for the Holidays for 200.
Okay.
A return gift to your parents from school dreaded by most kids.
What is a report card?
Oh my God, yes, you got that correct.
Nice.
Sarah. Well done. Davis, you go next.
Yep, I'll take Campus 100.
Okay.
The newest building in school.
Now, when I have a doubt, so there is a renovation of a building and a new building. So which one are you? Which
The
one are you?
newest
Just
building in school.
okay. Which is junior school? Junior school.
Correct. And there was somebody else who said the answer. Can you not prompt, please? I heard you loud and clear. You'll have to give Davis his points.
So that's plus.
Plus.
I'm sorry.
All right. Great. Koshi,
Uh,
your turn now.
can I have 300 staff, please?
Koshi, the longest serving OL teacher.
Longest serving OL teacher. Oh my God! This time I'm caught. Who is Nitya Matai?
Can we see the answer, please, Udi?
I've added his point.
Go, Koshi.
Yeah.
Well done.
Koshi at 500.
Wow.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah, that was a
All right.
toughie.
Well done.
The second round is over. Udi, can you read out the scores, please?
Okay, and so after the second round, Koshi is still in the lead with 500. It's a considerable lead. Razia's at minus 300. Johan's at minus 600. Sarah's at 100. And Davis is at 0.
All right, great. So we go to the last round now. We'll start with Johan.
All right, I'm gonna try and see either go big. History Campus 300.
300. Okay.
All right. This change happened to Senior School Tower in 1929.
They got the clock.
Brilliant. Well done, yo.
Yes.
Wow.
Strike off Johan. Good for you. Good for you, really. Well done.
Good shout. Okay, next is
Sarah, pick a clue, please.
I'll do Home for the Holidays for 300.
All right.
Okay.
The oranges go to different destinations at the end of the term.
What is batches?
Very good.
Wow.
Double batches. Good for you, Sarah.
Yeah.
Nicely done. Nicely done.
Well done.
I would never have guessed that.
Yeah, the only reason I know is orange is because my daughter wears that orange t-shirt.
Orange t-shirt.
Yeah.
And I have many memories of wearing the orange t-shirt every semester.
Not with us.
Not with us.
Not with us.
No idea, totally.
Davis, your turn.
I will go with slang 200.
Okay, slang 200 it is.
Slang 200. Okay.
To steal. What's the slang for to steal?
What is thug?
Yes. Very good. In our time, it used to be tuk. I think it got changed to thug.
Really? It was tuk?
Yeah, there was tuk and there was jap also for a while.
Tuk
wow.
was what we also need. Tuk, tug, everything.
Yeah.
It was
Okay.
only
In prep school, we had jap and japard.
Oh, okay. Okay. Koshi, you go next.
All right. I'm going to go for slang 100.
All right. Slang 100. The slang for prefect.
What is bouncer?
Nice.
And you're right. Well done, Koshi.
Another record, right.
I see. Oh, you broke last month's record. Huh. Razia.
Okay, history campus 200.
What's the significance of the number 750?
I have no clue.
Think about school. Think
Take a
about
shot. Yeah, take a wild
all of
shot.
school.
Sorry, think of?
Think about all of school.
Yeah.
750.
Yes.
I know.
Just think about the whole thing that school encompasses. School encompasses.
750. No,
Oh,
doesn't it-
Razia, you got this. Think about the entire school.
All of it.
Oh, acres. How many acres does it have?
Well done,
How many acres? Thank you.
Awesome.
I thought it was 800 acres. How come it has shrunk 50 acres? I don't know. I always thought it was 800 acres.
No, it's 750. Always 750.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well done, Razia.
Yeah, thank you. At
Good
least.
show, good show.
So we've come to the end of the game, Koshi. You're the winner again.
Okay. So at the end of today's Quizdale, we have Koshi in the lead. He's the winner again with 600 points. Runners up is Sarah with 400. In third is Davis with 200 points. And then there's Razia with -100 and Johan with -300.
No, never mind, Johan. Next time.
Yeah,
Yes. Always the next
all
time.
this together. So she's making up for all of us.
All right, so that brings us to the end of today's game, which was such fun. We will be back with another episode of Quizdale in the next OL Assembly. If you want to participate and be a winner in this fun game, or if you'd like to be a sponsor, please write to us at olalovedale@gmail.com. I repeat, olalovedale@gmail.com. Take care, bye, and enjoy the rest of the OL Assembly.
Well, so even after that abysmal performance by me, Vindhya, I think, still holds the lead. We'll have to look at the leaderboard. But before that, let me just tell you that thanks to our in-house know-it-all Koshi, he now holds the record for a hat-trick in Quizdale. Now let's go back to the leaderboard as it stands after this month's quiz. So we have Aravali Champak -50. Nilgiri Nalini has pushed themselves up from -1900 to -1500. Vindhya, Pankaj, thanks to Koshi, still managed to go into the positives for 500 points, and coming in third place is Sumeru Devdar at -100. So you guys out there, please participate in the quiz and get some points for your houses. I'm talking about Aravali, Nilgiri, Sumeru, Devdar, Champak, and Nalini. Because Vindhya, Pankaj, we've got it set. We're just going to keep sending Koshi in to win. Well, you heard us mention that there were sponsors and prizes, tokens for the Quizdale winners and participants. Well, this has been made possible by the fabulous OLs who jump in to cover the costs, including shipping. Now, over the course of the year, we've had many fabulous OLs step in and show to show Quizdale some love. And what we'd like to do is take this opportunity to say thank you with a little bit of a video reel expressing our gratitude. Here are the sponsors. So once again, let me say a huge thank you for all those wonderful OLs who stepped in to contribute towards Quizdale. And going on to the next part of our program, once the excitement of reaching home dies down, the next thing that the postman brings is the dreaded report card and the suspense account. So we asked the same bunch of OLs a question regarding what was it that they dreaded most, when this report card and suspense account came during the holidays. Stick around and watch.
They would be disappointed if the marks were bad. It also meant having tuitions for maths and Malayalam.
When the report cards came home, it was a dreadful, dreadful moment because, at least in my case, I never fared well. So, your parents would go through it and see the little remarks made by your staff about, this boy is lacking in so-and-so area and he needs to improve. And your questioned and what you are doing in school and things like that. In my case again here I was compared with my siblings who were relatively very good students. So then you make this promise saying, okay, I'll make up, I'll focus on my studies and improve. Only to wait a few months later, the next term, when the report comes, for you to repeat that disappointment. So it was not one of the best moments having to go through that report cards.
Then as far as suspense account was concerned, I think one term in prep school, I ordered like 5 geometry Camlin boxes, which was a big surprise to my parents.
First of all, should not be saying this, but I used to always tell them that the release date of the report card was postponed, or I used to never tell them the correct date of the release because I was so scared that I'm not going to do well or something like that. So yeah, they should not know only.
And that was the third and final installment of OL Memory Lane this month, folks. I hope some of you out there jog some of your memories. Some of you out there want to share your stories. Do share with us and participate and be part of this a little bit of variety entertainment that we put together. It's so fun to hear some of these because it reminds us of things that perhaps we've forgotten ourselves. I'll say now that going home for the holidays was fun, but I often felt school sickness by the end of it, and I'm so excited to get back on those Bombay batches. So thank you all to the OLs who participated this month. Now we have that surprise that Beena Auntie talked about earlier in her notes. We've put together something called a highlight reel for any of you, especially those who have been tuning in. For those who have not had an opportunity to tune in before into the OL Assembly, this one's really special. I want to give special kudos to our very own Enthu Cutlet, Sham Nair from the batch of 2002, for really pulling this story together. They're highlights of all of the assemblies from the past year. Do watch and enjoy.
darkest of time, one only remembers to turn on the light.
Any situation, there is an opportunity of learning. We all learn every day. That's great. And as you mentioned, it difficult time and challenging time. Let's face it, never giving.
Good evening and welcome. My name is Gul Panag, batch of 96, Devdar.
I am Karishma Sushil Kumar. I'm from the batch of 2005.
Hello, my name is Vinod. I'm from the batch of 96, Aravalli.
Hey, Karan, how are you doing?
Hi Arjun, how are you?
Hi everyone, I'm Shyam.
The V word. V in COVID times means vaccine and not.
I'm very excited to be here. My name is Elizabeth Verghese, I'm class of 2013, Sumeru House.
Hi, I'm Rajeshri, reporting live from the Large Hall Studios. I'm so excited to be here.
So basically in January this year, the school called us back. And I was a bit skeptical of coming back because, you know, I had missed my founders, I had missed Independence Day, I had missed literally everything that makes 12th grade so good, or at least that's what I thought. But then, you know, after much deliberation, I came back to school and I think something changed, you know.
This year was full of change, and change being the only constant, we shall never give in.
I don't know, it's just been really crazy. I don't think any of us have ever anticipated, trained, expected anything for an event or a disaster of these disproportions.
But nevertheless, we will celebrate again. We will celebrate again, and this is one of the ways to celebrate every month.
Yes, for OWLs, by the OWLs, let's get together more often, probably every month, and we'll bring in much better content every time. We'll try and improve the content. We'll go just not only variety entertainment, but we'll also go for education, guidance, motivational talk, and all that sort of thing. We'll try and help the community bond to much stronger. That's the idea.
The OLA has been hard at work this year, connecting OLs all across the world and across generations as well, virtually with the OL Nation and the OL Assembly, and the establishment of the OL Foundation to further strengthen our bonds and work towards building positive and enriching relationships between our beloved alma mater and ourselves.
It has been a very long time, and I'm so happy to connect with Lovedale through all of you. And what better time to say hello when so much has changed? We are in the midst of a gripping medical emergency, a rapid migration to digital technologies.
The first thing that struck young, impressionable kids joining school at Lovedale was wow.
It was only in 1835 that good fortune came Henry's way. He was promoted to the position of revenue surveyor. This made him financially strong enough to continue to contribute to the Lawrence Fund and afford to lead a married life in India.
He was charitably inclined right from his early days. And from about 1844 onwards, his entire salary, less the minimum expenses for his family, went to charity, particularly education.
There seems to be not only ample extent for the large buildings that will be required, but also for cricket and playgrounds, which are most indispensable for children.
This expedition, voyage, and discovery of Laurentia from its genesis of Major General Sir Henry Montgomery Lawrence dream.
I still take pride to be an ex-staff of this great institution for such a long period of 3.5 decades.
A co-ed in India, that was in those days, and the first in India and perhaps one of the first in the world. How nice.
And byways, fading
bless the memory of Jerome Lawrence.
History for 300. The original name of Lawrence School. What is the Lawrence Memorial School? I am sorry, Zafar. It is what is Lawrence Asylum.
You know, Lovedale obviously evokes a strong sense of love.
True yardstick to measure the success of an educational institution is if its alumni chooses to send its children back to that institution.
Since then, it's been a very long association, not only with me and my siblings, but also with our children.
Even before children were born, children were registered in the school.
Our school's history continues. For did not the bard say, age cannot wither her, nor custom stale her infinite charm?
Teaching seems to be a natural extension of motherhood, dealing with the different feelings, backgrounds, and capabilities.
Lovedale was a great social leveler. It was not a matter whether you came from a rich or poor background. What mattered is whether you excelled in sports, music, and even academics.
Striving for excellence, that played a big part in my mental psyche and my mental makeup. But that all started in Lovedale. We always wanted to do our best.
These 33 years were power-packed with comedies, tragedies, tragicomedies, historicals, and the like.
What I see is the importance of Mr. Thomas's role for the 20 years that he played.
So I think the first thing I learned is the value of human relationships and capabilities, irrespective of background, irrespective of differences and so forth.
Mrs. Sabapathy was a person who encouraged development in her students. There was a very small library in the prep school which had a lot of books. And I would often go and sit there and read books. They had very low tables, so you would basically be sitting on the floor, and I was constantly reading. She would often poke her head into the door and look at me and say, "Oh, you're reading, good."
My history is only Lawrence School, and today what I am, I owe it to Lawrence School.
That was the aim of the school, to take somebody, mold them, make them to what we wanted them to be when they left the school. And I think that's wonderful that's happening today that I see around me.
The coffee that they give us, they say it's very nice. It's good for cuts and bruises and tastes like iodine. Oh my, I'm tired of this Lovedale life. Woody, we wanna go. Where the hell do you wanna go? Woody, we wanna go home.
There are so many teachers in Lawrence who've had an impact on my life. I just want to say a huge thank you for all that you've taught me, for always teaching me to believe in myself, to always stand up for what I believe in, and to never give in.
I must say, it was the best part of my life. I look back to those days with nostalgia. The boys and girls, the teaching and the support staff, all those who passed through the Lawrence campus during those 31 years were like an extended family to me.
Discipline was very important.
Awesome.
And discipline I'm not talking about military discipline, I'm just talking about discipline, time, the whole host of things.
I still remember these Chinese tokens we had. They were rather blackish in color, maybe a lot of grime and dirt and dust gathered over the years.
stuck in our battle jackets for God knows how long. But they gave us a good treat and we used to love them.
Campus 200.
The cross-country race ends here.
Where is what is grass pitch?
And you got it.
The important thing that I learned in Lawrence when I came was the importance of difference and diversity.
Mr. C. Mukherjee and M. Mukherjee are unforgettable teachers. They embodied qualities of guru-mentor.
Oh, Laurentians, hope you are all well and I wish you all very much.
हे जगत्राता विश्व विधाता हे सुख शांति निकेतन हे दीन के बंधु प्रेम के सिंधु दुख दरिद्र विनाशन हे.
It always seemed as though there was never a dull moment at the school. I was convinced it was the best place to learn.
There was such a happy and festive atmosphere all around school from what I remember.
So today I took out my school tie, took out my Monday kit shirt.
And you still fit into your Monday kit shirt?
I'm home again. It's been so long. You're just the same.
Where is Lovers Lane?
It's at band room. Between Flagstaff and band room. My favorite lane.
Yes, you are correct.
Koshi and I met each other as teachers and we became friends. We had a beautiful friendship between us. We realized that we were compatible.
No doubt you will agree with me that no one passes through the portals of Lawrence School campus without having gained a well-rounded education. The teachers were not merely subject masters who taught history or maths or what have you, but were also facilitators in having molded the all-round development of their wards into preparing them to face the challenges of life with confidence.
Uday Kumar, better known as Uday, ran the OL office for nearly 20 years while he worked for the school. We lost him just a few months after he retired and joined the OLA full-time. He was the third generation working for the school.
Thought, when you talk of Mr. Selva Pakyam, there was nothing ever casual about him. On or off the field, from meticulousness of his coaching to the immaculateness of his dress to his love for his kids and general passion for everything. There was nothing casual. It was all with the heart. It was dedicated.
I see the stars. I hear the rolling thunder. That brought you out. The universe display.
On the whole, my time in Lovedale is a period of my life that I absolutely treasure. This experience continues to have a huge impact on the person I've become. So more power to Lawrence. Never give in.
With our hopes on high we stand. In our childhood's home, whichever spread wide the boundless land. Hear the glorious inspiration from our founder we surely win, and the strong determination they Laurentians, Laurentians, keep the arrows cooling mind. Strengthen our hearts to lay our thoughts, trust fear and wrong behind. We live our life, make stress and strive with the power and the will to win. And you show the world of battle with a watchword never.
That was amazing. Just there's so much happened in the last year, Johan. Wasn't that just freaking fantastic?
Can't really, put words to it. It was just very emotional, just watching everything. Really nice.
It's been so fun to put it together, and so I'm so glad you could be here with us today and be part of this legacy. Now, what's your experience been like?
Well, thank you, Karishma. Thank you for the OL team for getting me on over here. I mean, let me tell you, this is a fantastic experience. And for those of you who would like to be on this stage, please volunteer. Send in an email to olalovedale@gmail.com. And a little appeal from the Quizdale group also. For those of you who have questions that you would like to be put up for the quiz, do send in your questions too at the same email address, olalovedale@gmail.com. Participants from those three, what are they? Champak, Aravali, Sumeru, Devda, Nilgiri, Nalini. You guys
Whoever's not in your hands, Johan.
Yeah, you guys have really got to buck up, because seeing your house in negatives is not a good thing. So please participate, tweak that mind, break Koshi's record, do 4 in a row, give it a try. But we'd like to see you on Quizdale. And so before we wrap up, Karishma, what's up in store for the OLA for this month and going forward?
Great question. So as always, folks, we have OL Nation that happens on the 4th Saturdays of every month. Like OL Assembly happens on the 2nd Saturday. OL Nation happens on the 4th. So do tune in. Got something lined up for you guys. And as always, we will be back next month for the July session of OL Assembly. Again, the 2nd Saturday in July. Now, before we wrap here today, that really just brings us to the end. Thank you all for being with us, for tuning in. And we really do hope you've enjoyed the Home for the Holidays edition of the Assembly. Before we wrap, we'd love for you to stick around and watch the credit reel. And this is where you get to see a fun little reel that we've put together of all the faces and humans who are behind the scenes making this show happen and bringing it to reality. Thank you so much, Johan, for being here. It's been such a pleasure. And thank you all for tuning in. Good morning, good evening, good night to everybody, all OLs around the world. Bye-bye.